Okay, now since our project setup is ready, we can move on to our next topic, which is understanding JSX. So JSX stands for JavaScript XML. The name might sound a bit confusing, but it is actually very simple to understand. It allows us to write HTML like syntax inside of JavaScript. Now, there are some differences between HTML and JavaScript, and we will discuss them one by one. And then there are some rules for JSX as well. So now let's jump to VS Code, and where we will write some code to understand the differences between HTML and JSX. So inside of my VS Code, we have the same code from our previous video where we are returning this div, and inside of which we have a heading and a paragraph. So this is called JSX, and it seems like an HTML, but there are certainly some differences, and we will be discussing those as well. So every HTML tag, or you can say most of the HTML tags, they are also valid JSX tags as well. So we have here, you can see we have an H1 heading, and then if we want, we can add an H2 heading as well, like this. Or maybe you want, you can add an H3 heading. Maybe you can add an image tag as well. So all the valid HTML tags are also valid JSX tags, but there are a few differences that we will discuss in a minute. Now let's save this code and let's go to the browser. Actually, let me first run the server. So in order to run the server, we can write npm run dev and then press enter. So now our server is up and running at localhost port 5173. Let's copy this and let's go to the browser. And here we have, so if I refresh, as you can see, we are seeing this H1 heading, and then we have H2, and then we have a paragraph text. So back in VS Code, now let's create a form, and there are a few differences when we are dealing with input and label elements, and let's discuss those. A form element, and inside of which let's create an input. So now this input tag, it is a bit different from the HTML one. So here we need to add a forward slash and then the closing angle bracket. So in HTML we do it like this without the closing slash, but this is not valid in JSX. So we need to put this one, the forward slash and then the angle bracket. And now let's give it a name. Let's call it name. We can also give it an ID of name and a type of text. Let's save it. Maybe we can also add a placeholder of enter your name. And if I save it, and if I go back to the browser and let's give it a refresh, and here you can see we are getting this input box, and I can enter a text. Now let's add a label element as well. Let's add a label of name. Now, if you remember, for the label, we have an attribute which is called for, but for is a reserved keyword in JavaScript for loops, so we cannot use this one. And instead, there is HTML for, and this is also a difference. As you can see, the attributes, some of the attributes, especially those words which are reserved in JavaScript, they are changed a little bit. So for attribute, we use HTML4, so we can give it an HTML4 of name. Let's save it and let's go back to the browser. Let's give it a refresh, and here you can see we are getting this name attribute. And if I click on this input is focused, which means this is done correctly. Now let's go back to the VS Code, and now, for example, if we want to add styles to these elements, for example this H1, what we do in HTML, we give them class, but in JSX, a class is a reserve keyword in JavaScript, so there is a substitute which is class name. Now let's give it a class name of heading1, and if I save this file, and I also want to let you know that I added some styles inside of this index of index.css, and here you can see we have a style for the heading 1, which basically gives the text color to red, and then a text transformation of uppercase. Now let's save it. Let's go back to the browser. And if we refresh it, so as you can see, we have the H1 text in red color, which means the styles are being applied properly. Now, just like this input element, there are some other tags. Mostly these are the self-closing tags. And we need to add this ending slash there as well. So for example, we have a BR tag. Since it is a self-closing, so we need to add this forward slash and then the angle bracket. And similarly, we have the img tag. And the attribute source remains the same. We can add a source, and then we can give it an alt text like this. Let's save it. Now let's give it a refresh, and here you can see we are getting this image, but the image is not visible because the source value is empty, but we are getting this alt text. So this is how these elements work in JSX. So there is a slight difference between HTML and JSX. Now there are a few rules that we need to discuss as well. So the first one says a component must return some JSX or null. Now if we go back to the VS Code, so as you can see here, we are returning this div. So let me delete some of these. Let's give it a save. And here you can see we are returning this div element. But and this is what we are getting in the browser. But if you do not want to return anything, you can return null. So let me delete this and let me return null. So this is also valid. And if we go back to the browser, and here you can see we are not getting anything, or in other words, we are getting null. So this is the first rule, that we either need to return something, or if you do not want to return anything, you can just return null. Now the other rule is that all the elements, so all these HTML tags, they must be wrapped in a div. So right now we are wrapping all of these inside of this div, but if I remove this, you will see that this will throw an error. So this is required that we wrap all of these HTML tags with a div, or we can use something called a fragment. So if I remove this div and do this, the angle bracket, and then another angle bracket, and inside of which we have nothing. So this is called a React fragment. So we can do this as well. So if you do not want to include a div, if you do not want to wrap the elements with a div, you can do this, wrap them with a fragment. So this is also valid. So we can either use a div or we can use these fragments. There is another way to write this, which is react.fragment. So this is valid as well. So now we are wrapping everything with this fragment, and there are two ways of writing it, either writing it this way or writing nothing at all inside of these angle brackets. Now the last rule is about how we can use variables inside of JSX. So for example, if I say let username, let username is John, and here instead of saying hello world, we can use that variable. So in order to write the variables, we can do it like this. We need to open these curly braces, and then we can reference the variable over here. So username, and then we can save it. So this is how we can use the variables inside of JSX. And if I save the file and if I go back to the browser, and if I give it a refresh, here it says hello John instead of hello world. So this is how we can use variables inside of JSX. So that's it for this video, and I will see you in the next video.